Hello everyone. I should make sure audio is off everywhere. Okay. Audio's off there. Audio's off there. And now I'm coming through and I can check the audio to see that it didn't get destroyed in the few minutes since I checked. Is off. Great. Sometimes I'll have everything set up and working, and then I'll finally start streaming and things stop working. And so then that's frustrating. Like when I was doing my audio checks, I had my laptop volume down low and I was like, why am I so quiet? Why is this so quiet and not coming through? But it's because, yeah, I was like, my YouTube volume's up all the way. What's going on? Oh, right. Oh, right. But hello, everyone. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and I'm here for a quick announcement. As you may have gathered from the title, I have opened up pre-orders for the 2025 Spring Mini Skein mini-series, or SMSMS. Now, if you're new to this event, this is a special week that takes place anywhere from May through July. That varies a lot year to year. And during this week, I'll have nightly videos featuring different yarn dyeing techniques on mini skeins. And so it's a little bit similar to the Hanukkah special in that there'll be a new video every night and there's pre-orders. But the main difference is that while Hanukkah is more of a sampler and you get 8 different types of colorways that aren't necessarily intended to work together in one project, for the SMSMS, yep, okay, I did enough. For this series, I'll dye a mini skein set of 5 or 6 different colors that are intended to be used together in a project. So it might be a fade set, it might be coordinated solids. There are different types of techniques and types of colorways. And so I'll go through that more in a minute. But one of the fun things about this is that I do the same type of technique and colors on a lot of different yarn bases. So then we can just look and see if we notice anything about dyeing it on different bases. And it is really exciting. I need to see if I'm too loud. This is that I do the same. Okay, I think it's fine. And this is one of my favorite things that I do all year, especially because I try to the best of my ability to have a premiere for each of these videos that come out. And I try to be in the live chat during the premieres so I can hang out, react to the videos, answer any questions, and things like that. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. Let me see, new here and new to me, yarn. Yep, yarn. Okay, let me take you to the listing and I can explain more, but I need to bring that forward. All right. Okay, so I have the listing pinned in the live chat right now, and it's also in the video description. So if you're watching this later on demand, you should find it there. All right, so the SMSMS. I don't know when I came up with that name, but it makes me really happy because like mini skeins, mini series, so many S's. And so what these mystery sets that are going to either be 100 grams, so 5 20-gram minis, or 120 grams, 6 20-gram minis, it'll come wrapped up in some kind of packaging, so that way you can either open it right away or you can wait until the video airs and open it up then. So there's going to be multiple mini skein nights in the series, and your set will be dyed on one of those nights. And each set will be labeled, so that way you can, it'll be labeled with a date, so you know which date your video is going to come out. And usually the package that's mailed to you, you can open that up and you might see some of the extras and bonus things, but I try to make it so that way you won't be able to see the yarn unless you intentionally go into the packaging more. And I always include a letter that describes where to find the videos. I make like a playlist And so trying to make that easy to find. And I realized I want to pop out the chat so I can see. Oh, it's the first time in a while so that you've had a notification. Oh, that's too bad. I know YouTube doesn't always, I can't figure out when they notify people and when they don't. Okay, so the mini skeins will be wrapped. The pre-orders, I will start shipping them by the beginning of May. So the latest the pre-orders will start shipping will be that very first week of May. I'm aiming towards the end of April, so that way things will arrive with plenty of time for the series to begin on June 2nd. And that's why it's still spring. Let's see. Okay, there's many different yarn bases. I'll show those in a moment. We have fingering, DK, worsted, and there are luxury bases with cashmere and silk. Everything is superwash merino based. And so then they may have some other fibers. And oh gosh, excuse me. I don't know if I've ever sneezed on camera before. Oh man. Okay, so yeah, the yarn bases vary from fingering, DK, and worsted. The mini skeins are all designed to work together in one project. And the mystery yarn comes with fun extras. Things vary it up a little bit each year, but I can say usually there's a progress keeper of some kind with a fun charm. And yeah, you can go through some of the past playlists from past years, especially at the vlogs at the end, to see the other types of extras I've included. The videos all start. Thank you for all the bless me's. The videos will start on the evening of June 2nd, and so then we'll have more videos June 3rd, June 4th. I don't know yet how many mini skein dyeing videos there will be, but there will be some bonus videos. There's some add-ons, there's full skeins, yarn mops, sock blanks. I'll talk all about that momentarily. I lost my train of thought. Oh, but after the mini skein dyeing videos, there'll be some of those bonus videos and then a behind the scenes vlog, which is always a lot of fun. Okay. I don't know if your phone screen is low, and I don't know if the little Pinterest symbol shows up on the screen. Hopefully not. But we have a lot of different yarn bases, and some of them are more limited than others, but I am going to be placing a yarn order probably tomorrow. So if a yarn base sells out today, send me a message. And today is Sunday, March 23rd. Send me a message on Etsy if the base you wanted sold out, and I can try to get some of that base in my order. Specifically, I had forgot to order more of the sparkle mini skeins, and those tend to be very popular, so I will absolutely be ordering more of that for sure. And I think that yarn base A, the superwash, 100% superwash merino DK weight version, I believe that has sold out already. I'm also for sure ordering more of that, and I will have a restock once I receive the new yarn order, so probably near the end of next week. I never list any yarn for pre-orders if I do not physically have the yarn base in my possession, just in case it sells out or something happens. And yeah, and I always try to hold some back. So once I start shipping pre-orders, if something goes out of stock next week or early April, then I will release more once I've shipped out the pre-orders. But I always keep like a set or two back at first, just in case. What if I scorch something? Or what if I realize that one of the mini skeins has like a defect to it or something? And so then that way mistakes happen, and so I can be covered, because I by covered, I want to be able to get you all the yarn that you want. But yeah, you can always feel free to double check with me if I have more, even if it's no longer Sunday night or Monday morning, today and tomorrow. I can't guarantee that I'll be ordering more of the bases, but you never know. So it's worth reaching out and checking. Now, some of the notable, a lot of these you've seen before. I would say A through E are bases I play with all the time. Some new bases include F, which is a zebra base. And of course, I don't have it downstairs with me right now because I took it back upstairs. This is a 2-ply, 100% superwash merino fingering weight yarn where one of the plies is black and white variegated in the way that the yarn was spun. And so there might be some hints of gray in there as well. And so this just adds like another element of fun to when I layer color on top of it. And because essentially the black and white has been effectively reskeined, so it's sort of random, looks randomly distributed, even though I believe it does pool when you work with it. So the zebra base is not made out of zebra fiber. It's merino wool, but it has that black element throughout it. And so that'll be sprinkled in the series. Not every yarn base is going to be featured every single night of the series. But if you order multiple sets, I do my best to try to give you sets from multiple nights to the best of my ability. There may be, again, there's some that are more limited. And so if I can't, then you might get 2 from the same night. The zebra is the fingering weight. I realize I didn't say on here. It should say, did I call it? No, I didn't put it there. Oh, sorry. The zebra is not 100% superwash merino. I was wrong. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. Fingering weight. Okay. I did have that down here. So yeah, the description I know is long, but there's some frequently asked questions about the series and stuff down there as well. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the zebra is new. The other new ones, I mean, I suppose technically L is a fingering weight 100% superwash merino wool base. It's funny, that is one that I actually accidentally ordered by mistake when I was trying to order the worsted weight base. And so I'm finally gonna try to use that one up. That's not one that I plan on reordering. Wool to Die For, where I buy my mini skeins, they had so many new bases, and I'll have to show you guys the one that I'm so mad about in a moment. But the other new yarn bases, the Yak Silk DK. This is a yarn base I've used for bonus skeins for a bunch of Hanukkahs. It's amazing, so soft. They had that as mini skeins, so I had to grab some. And then the final one is a superwash merino cashmere silk yarn. And so, oh, so excited. But let me grab, because I can show a picture. Need to get the right one. Here we go. And there you go. Now you can see. Well, that's a dyed version of it, but here we go. You can see that it's got that black and white element to it from the get-go. There was something else. Why did I think? Oh, I wanted to show you what I was really sad. Okay, I wanted to show my sadness. So I missed out on Neo mini skeins. Oh, this is a tweed yarn base that has fluorescent neps in it. And it is so much fun. Let me find a better picture of the yarn, because I do have this yarn available for full skeins. Okay, that is not that big of a picture of it. But the neps on this yarn, rather than a traditional like tan, black, white, they are neon green, yellow, orange, and pink, and they glow in a black light. And so that is just a lot of fun. But I missed out on the mini skeins. And see, this is exactly why I don't list things for pre-order when I don't have it in my possession. I saw those minis, I intended to order those minis, and I missed out on those minis. And so I was very sad. Oh, okay, there. Yes. So if you're curious about all the extras and pre-order things, if you go to my Etsy shop, which is chemknitscreations.etsy.com, actually, I can just pop that into the chat while I'm thinking of it. Okay. Then on the sidebar, there's a whole category for 2025 SMSMS. And then we can see all of the extras and add-ons right here. And 3 of these add-ons, these ones that are in this aqua color that say add-on, they are the people who buy the mini skein sets have priority over those items. And eventually, once the series is about to come, then you don't need to buy a set to get those extras. But I want the full skeins, people who buy the minis, to get sort of first dibs on them. And so I'll go through these add-ons in a moment. But there is one listing that is open to everyone, whether you want the mini skein set or not. And that is the Neon Rainbow Yarn Mop. I am doing a dyed to order version of my Neon Rainbow Yarn Mops. I'm planning to use 5 fluorescent colors and 1 that's not fluorescent. So I'm going to be using a fluorescent pink, orange, yellow, green, and purple. And then I'm going to use a non-fluorescent blue just because it gives a lot of punch under a white light. But the yarn is still fun under a black light. And there are multiple different yarn bases that you can pick from for me to dye this colorway. Now this colorway does not come with any extras. It's not going to come wrapped because you know you're getting a Neon Rainbow Yarn Mop. I mean, I suppose if like I do technically have like a pay for gift wrap option, but like you don't need to do that. And so this is available on a sock yarn, a DK weight yarn, worsted weight yarn, a fingering weight version of the Neon Neps yarn, a DK weight version of the Neon Neps yarn, a zebra sock yarn, and I have a few different sparkle Stellina based yarns, and so that's the surprise sparkle option. And I know when I click on the drop down, that you for some reason it doesn't show that on the stream. But yeah, I'm doing this colorway dyed to order. This, whenever I make these Neon Rainbow Yarn Mops, and the reason why it's called a yarn mop is because when I'm doing something with dyes and I end up with dye powder on my fingertips, I'll take that dye and wipe it onto the yarn, and we get these like fun randomly placed colorways. And each one tends to be a little bit unique and different. But then whenever I have them and list them, they tend to sell out pretty quickly. And so I thought I would open up to everyone. I'll do this dyed to order. Now, if there's a yarn base that you think that I might have in my stash that you would like, I am happy to offer this on a custom. I'm not going to special order a yarn base, but I will go ahead and go through my stash, and you know, if you really want it on a single ply bulky yarn, I'm happy to do that. Just send me a message, and we can talk about what I have in stock. All right, but as for the add-ons, so one of the things I like to do with this mini skein series is compare dyeing a set of mini skeins to dyeing a similar type of color progression on a sock blank. And when you may want to do something on a sock blank versus on mini skeins, or vice versa. And so either the sock blank dyeing will be within the same video, or I haven't decided how the editing is going to come together, or I would do a bonus video where I show each of the mini skein sets and then dye a sock blank version of that mini skein set. So I haven't decided which way I want to do it. The only reason why I might do it as a separate video is because I think that it would be fun to have like a video dedicated to the comparison, but I might include it in the regular like numbered videos and then just do a short to like highlight those comparisons, because I think it's fun to talk about why you might want one versus the other. And just briefly right now, when you have a mini skein set, you can control when you transition from one color to the next. So say you're making mittens, you can easily from a set of 5 mini skeins do 2 mittens, and you can choose exactly where you want to transition from one color into the next. With a sock blank, a double-stranded sock blank that's unraveled, you can get matched mittens, but you don't necessarily have as much control over where you want each color transition to happen unless you cut the yarn, which is an option, but you don't have as much control. So like with separated mini skeins on a thumb or something, you could keep that color progression the same as the rest of the hand if you keep enough yarn for that. And so, yeah, there's pros and cons to both, for sure. Okay, so those are the sock blanks, and all the sock blanks this year are double-stranded, so they will unravel into 250-gram balls of yarn, and you can choose for me to unravel it for you, or you can unravel it yourself. But if I unravel it for you, then I will show the unraveled yarn in the video. Let's see, what else we have? We have the yarn mops. So the add-on yarn mops will be either a yarn mop, a leave no dye behind skein, potentially a swatch or prototype type of colorway that's dyed in one of the mini skein dyeing videos. This is a full 100-gram skein. And so I talked about the neon rainbow yarn mops. It could be something variegated like that. It could be a tonal, a layered tonal, something way more variegated. And so there's I guess a huge variety to the types of colorways that it can be. And yeah, and again for this, if you get a yarn mop, I will try to give it to you from a separate video from your mini skein set, just because then you have something to open for more of the nights. To the best of my ability. And so for this, you can choose between fingering weight, DK weight, or worsted weight. The yarn bases themselves may vary a little bit, but they will all be superwash merino based and may or may not have nylon. And then the final thing is the add-on full skein. This is okay, so the sock blanks and yarn mops, there's gonna be a lot of variation in colors there. And so if you order 2 yarn mops, you'll probably get 2 completely different colorways. This add-on full skein is gonna be a bonus video where I'm gonna dye a colorway. And if you buy multiple skeins on this, they will be the same colorway. I mean, there could also be yarn mops from this video, but it'll all be the same type of colorway, but on multiple yarn bases. And so the yarn base choices you have here are pretty much all ones I covered from the sparkle, no, I don't have a sparkle option here. That's the one option I don't have, that I covered from the neon yarn mop. There's a sock yarn, a DK weight yarn, a worsted weight yarn, the neon neps, either in fingering or DK, and then the zebra sock yarn. So there are options for that, and you can pick which one you would like. For this particular one, because I will be dyeing all of these at once, I'm not taking requests for different yarn bases, but for that neon rainbow yarn mop, that's the one where I said I could take specific requests. And for the neon rainbow yarn mop, I'll either dye that in a live stream at some point, or it'll show up in the vlog or in shorts. So it's not going to have a full video, a full-length video dedicated to it, unless it's a live stream or something. And that's just because it's fun and a happy colorway, and I really enjoy dyeing it, and I wanted an excuse to dye it. I suppose I never just need an excuse, but sometimes when I know I'm working on certain things, it's fun to offer things in dyed to order, because that's not always something I can do because I dye so many different types of colorways. But yeah, it's all very, very fun. Yeah, so that's basically it. It's a lot to keep track of. But what I've learned is that it works to wrap the yarn, the mini skeins and the full skeins as I'm packing up orders, so that makes it easy to keep everything straight. And I mean, I am human, so I do sometimes make mistakes, but I try my best to not make mistakes. Oh, I guess one thing I didn't talk about. So most of the mini skein sets are 5 mini skeins, 100 grams. But I do have limited sets of 6 available. And I'm not necessarily going to dye more of the 6 mini skein sets. There's always a chance I will, but the story behind the 6 mini skein sets is that a few years ago, all of the SMSMS yarn was 6 mini skein sets. Well, I have some bases where I had 2, well, I don't think I have a yak one on there, but like 2 sparkle skeins, mini skeins, and 1 merino cashmere nylon mini skein. And so I'm like, these guys are all orphans and sad and on their own. So I did a colorway of 6 mini skein sets of video. So that way I could include some of those that otherwise were just being left alone. They weren't sad though. And so the other 6 mini skein sets that I still have available are a 2-ply 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon sock yarn. There is, I have some sparkle 6 skein sets, fingering weight yarn, a superwash merino cashmere nylon, and then a superwash merino silk yarn. And so there's a small chance I might dye up some more. But the main thing that had kept me from doing that was realizing that I forgot to order more of the sparkle yarn. So if you want to see what bases are available in 6 mini skein sets, it's worth going to the number of mini skeins in a set first, because then that'll sort of limit what shows up, I guess, when you look at the yarn bases in a helpful way. And again, the one that is currently sold out of everything is the 100% superwash merino wool DK weight base. But again, I should be restocking that in about a week. I'm going to order more of that yarn. That's the 8-ply DK weight yarn that is so bouncy and awesome. So yeah, that is, I guess, the series this year. There's not really a theme. Sometimes by the time I'm like editing, I'm like, ooh, there's sort of retroactively a theme. Like I had a loose measuring theme that last year that I kind of leaned into. Oh, I'm still in this view. Oh yes, you can kind of see up here. I leaned into this measuring and school supply theme because one of the extras was a tape measure. And that packaging was so much fun. I'm so proud of that. Actually, I was really proud. These were the videos from last year. I don't know why did I add this one in here. Maybe because this was a follow-up to something else? I don't know. Sometimes I don't know why I do things the way I do. It's like, what's in the playlist? And then 2023, and that was the year I had a Pokemon theme, which was so much fun. Oh my goodness. But I used different Pokemon evolutions. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, as are my kids, to inspire different colorways. And I didn't necessarily go with my favorite Pokemon for most of these, but I went for ones that had a bit of a color transition from one to the next. And so that was a lot of fun to put together. And then 2022 had a very rainbow theme to it. Oh, and you can see some neon zebra. So in 2022, the bonus colorway was all on zebra yarn, and it was this neon rainbow yarn mop. kind of thing that I'm dyeing now. And so some years, some years I make the bags, like a little project bag, like in 2022 it was like a zipper mesh bag. 2023 I made a bag that had like the ball of yarn from the ChemKnits logo on it, and it said "Gotta stash 'em all," because you collect yarn like people collect Pokemon. And then last year the project bag was a pencil case, which I thought could be a nice notions bag, and it fits in a binder, and that was a lot of fun. And I had so many extra pencil bags that I ended up using them for party favors for Lucas's birthday party. I was like, okay, this is what I'll put the party favors in, which was fun. But yeah, and then, I mean, there's more. What was the first year I did SMSMS? I feel like I've done it almost ever since I started doing Hanukkah. The first year of SMSMS, I did do a sampler though. But then I struggled with that because in the very first SMSMS, I ended up creating beautiful fade sets in some of those videos. And I was like, it's kind of a shame to split these up. These should be able to stay together. Let's see, sold out. What would the oldest one be? Because I know I did one in 2020. Oh, I could check for 20. Was 2019 the first one? No. I'm searching my shop. Okay, so 2018 was the first Hanukkah. 2019 was the first SMSMS. Gosh, so that means 2020 was the first time I did them all as sets. Yeah, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. But the kids and everyone helped me figure that out. Yeah, 2019 was the first one, which was a lot of fun. It was fun putting like those samplers together, but I just, yeah, I realized I was like, oh man, it's a shame that like someone can't get like if they're turning into a fade. And sometimes with Hanukkah that happens as well. I'll do a technique and we'll get multiple different colors, and then I'll be like, it's kind of a shame to split them up because they look so good together. But gosh, so then wait, so 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is the 7th one. Wow. I'm feeling old. I'm only 41. Oh my gosh. And I'm out of focus. No, my house is so quiet right now because my kids are both at play dates. Oh man, but I will have to go pick up Ryder soon. Too funny. So I want to thank you all so much for supporting this series, and please don't feel bad if you can't buy yarn, or if you don't want to buy yarn. That is perfectly fine. There's a way for you to participate in the series because the videos are going to be available for everyone to watch. And so you are always welcome to just watch the videos and engage with that. I don't want you to feel pressured to buy yarn, but it is a really big way that you can help support the channel. The biggest way you can support me here is by subscribing. When you're watching videos, please give them a like, comment on videos. That's all like free if you're watching the videos, especially if you're watching the videos anyway, and is the biggest thing you can do to help support everything here. Yeah, and I'm really, really excited. Oh, Indy is doing well. He was banished from the first floor because otherwise he would have been demanding attention. Because even though my almost 13-year-old dog, is that true? No, he is 13. He was born in 2011. Oh, he's going to be 14. My almost 14-year-old dog, he'll be 14 in June. My brain is disappeared. He sleeps 23 hours a day, but if I'm streaming, not if I'm regular filming, just if I'm streaming, then he needs to be a part of it. Not editing, he doesn't need to be a part of that, but streaming, he always wants to be a part. And I knew that I would get really, really distracted. Oh man. And I'm now also like realizing just how long my hair is, and I'm debating chop. I think something about the angle, because when I turn to like read comments and I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, Mr. Indie Ponce is doing great. The kids are doing great. And yes, Indy knows his fans love him. I wonder if it could be a combination, like maybe the webcam makes a sound or something that I can't hear that makes him anxious. That's the only thing I can think of, because that's really, or maybe my laptop makes a noise when it's streaming, because he also gets upset during Zoom calls and not so much regular phone calls though. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to need to head out because yeah, soon my biker Lucas will probably come through the door. Oh man, it's like I'm full on in the tween level of parenthood, but everyone's doing well. Keith's doing well. Yeah, and I was just looking, so like I have not forgotten my goal of doing some spinning on camera. My spinning wheel is actually just right back there. It's too bad I can't bring you through my house as I look through all the different bobbins of my spinning wheel to find them all, so that way I can finish plying and pulling off whatever I've spun on them. That would be really, really handy, except there's no good way to stream. Like, I can't do a POV stream in my house. Like, that would be too much, too hard. But yeah, I mean, I really want to do that. I just need to get everything squared away. And so I need to find those, and then I can do that stream, and then I can start spinning again. Because the video I want to make is I want to dye yarn and roving the same way, and then spin the roving, and then show like them together in the end. I think that would be really fun, and I really want to do that. So yeah. Oh man. And thank you so much to everyone who joined live right now. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching. And please let me know in the comments here if you have any questions about the SMSMS, the Spring Mini Skein mini-series yarn and the add-ons there. Or if you have a question about my Etsy shop, listings on Etsy, you're welcome to message me there. Just please keep the Etsy messages related to things that have to do with yarn that I'm selling over on Etsy, just because otherwise it gets more complicated. This is so much fun. I love putting these together, and I think the thing about it that also is really, really fun is that when you get the yarn, you don't know what's going to be in it. And so you know it's going to be yarn, but there's an element of surprise and hopefully joy when you get it and open it. And so it's like someone sent you a present. And maybe it's a present you bought yourself, but then there's just like an element of, oh my gosh, I wonder what's in there. And then you get to watch me make it too. And so I think all of that is extremely unique in the whole indie dyer sphere. And so I hope that you all really enjoy that. I'll drop the link. This is all SMS stuff, and then just the yarn set, Skein set. I dropped the links into the chat one more time. These links again are also in the video description, or you can head straight to the ChemKnits Creations Etsy shop. But if you do follow one of my links to Etsy, then Etsy refunds part of their fees back to me. So yeah, it's beneficial for you to go to like chemknitscreations.etsy.com versus like etsy.com/chemknitscreations, because then they know that it's like I'm an affiliate marketer for myself, basically. If they know that I referred the sale, then to my own shop, then they take a smaller fee, which is like one of the things Etsy has done that is good for sellers. And I am fully in favor of that. But again, never feel guilty if you don't. It's just, I figure it's worth telling people that, if you're going there because I suggested it, then yeah, the chemknitscreations.etsy.com is the way to go. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. I love that spring is finally here and that the weather is getting nicer. My daffodils are blooming. Oh, it's great. And so I hope that you're able to spend some time outside and enjoy, spring. Thank you for watching, and I'll chat with you all soon. Bye!